Hello, people. Welcome to another quick mod showcase. This one's about mythic metals. This is going to be, again, really short, as while the mod adds a lot of materials, there isn't much to explain, and you can pretty much understand it on your own. So, starting off, the first thing this mod adds is obviously new ores that can be found all around the world. Now, if you're confused on how to get a certain ore, you can search up the name of the ore. For example, let's search up how to find Karmic. Now, to find Karmic, I click on it, and here it shows me the Y levels it spawns on. Specifically, uh, from Y minus 24 to Y plus 11, which is a pretty cool range. And it also here shows me what it can drop. It has a rare chance to drop a Karmic stone. It has a high chance to draw Karmic, and if you silk touch it, you can get Karmic ore itself. It's really that simple. And it also shows you what sort of ore generation it uses. For example, the Karmic ore can generate over diorite and etc., while the deep slate Karmic ore can generate over deep slate and tough, and can spawn in pretty much every ore biome. See? Yeah, it's that simple, and all you gotta do is just look through. For example, palladium. How do I make this? Oh, wait, we're gonna get there. Hang. Something else. Prometheum. You get this where? World generation. In here, you left click this. It shows you the biomes it spawns on. It's really that simple. Now, a thing that is really important when playing this mod is these forges, alloy forges. Now, the way you're going to be using these is you grab a bucket of lava to make your alloy forge controller, which is done by putting a blast furnace all around with certain materials. You can search up how many are there. There's three levels. There's the you know stone brick dip slate, which only does level 1 smeltery stuff. There's polished blackstone and prismarine, which does level 2 smelting, and adamantite and endstone do level 3. The difference in levels is that they sometimes give you extra materials out of the ore you put in, or allow you to craft certain ores. For example, if I put palladium, unobtainium, and hallowed, you don't know what those are, obviously, but these are three high tier materials. Won't be able to be smelted here. Oh wait, I need to put here. See, it shows you it requires at least a tier 2. And also, yeah, you fill these up with lava to fuel them. It's super simple, and depending on its level, it can get as much lava as it can. I don't really, like, it tells you the limit somewhere when you hover over it, but like, it doesn't really make any sense to anyone, I'm pretty sure. So, uh, an important thing when it comes to this mod is that you can make alloys with it. For example, you can make palladium by pressing its crafting recipe and looking here. Hang on. Yep. You get it by palladium ore, which is here. It's really that simple. And you can see its recipe tree. And you, let's say, want to make hallowed ingot, which is for alloy. You make that by mithril, orichalcum, and adamantite. You just find these materials, you put them in the forge, and it comes out as that material. It's super simple. An important thing you need to know is that there's certain ores that require a netherite pickaxe or higher. By higher, I do mean stuff like new material, which is mithril, which, if I recall correctly, is more durable. No, yes, it's more durable than netherite, but it's like it's like diamond speed. But you can change your mithril pickaxe into a mithril drill, which is faster if you give it fuel with mortite. It gets an extra level of efficiency if you do that. Anyways, so let me explain these ores, which are pretty much the most important ores when it comes to the mod itself. Karmit. Karmit allows you to make new tools and items that have innate extra looting and extra fortune. For example, if I search up a Karmit pickaxe, I can get a bonus fortune pickaxe or a bonus looting lance. It's really cool. I definitely recommend getting at least a Karmit pickaxe. It really helps out a lot. And we have Mithril, as I talked about it. Mithril has higher durability, but it also has the Mithril Drill, which is the fastest possible pickaxe you can make if you enchant it and give it fuel, which you give it fuel by getting this new material called Morkite, which you can get in abundance. Don't worry about it. You right click it, and every single one you put in is 20 fuel, which is one singular block. And when it's activated, as you can see, it's +1 efficiency. Let me quickly show you how you can make it. You need two things: a smithing template, a mithril drill smithing template, which you can find in mine shafts, and a Durasteel engine, which is crafted through this, which is Durasteel ingots, which is crafted through this, manganese and quadrillium, which are two ingots you can just find in the old world. Yeah. And then we have Star Platinum. Star Platinum is cool because it gives you pretty much extra damage on your weaponry. That's nice. There's Promethium. Promethium allows your items to be passively healed. For example, if I get a Promethium sword and I hit people, after I wait for a few seconds, it'll start repairing itself without using any XP or any sort of extra resources. And it's pretty cool, actually. And then we have Aquarium, which you can use underwater, which just gives you extra stuff. For example, the armor gives you extra oxygen or water movement, or oxygen or better mining speed. If you can use this, or you can use the Aether's Neptune armor, depending on which one you find easier to make. It's a choice. And we have Osmium, which, if I'm not mistaken, Osmium makes you take less knockback from any source, which is pretty cool, I guess. It's not necessarily something that's strong, but an important thing you need to know is that you're not done when you make an Osmium armor, because when you get an Osmium armor, you can use a smithing template on it, which is with this one, Osmium Chainmail upgrade, which allows you to upgrade your chainmail into a stronger version of your Osmium outfit, which is pretty cool. I definitely think these look pretty cool, and I definitely recommend trying out. This unobtainium, you can't normally do something with this, but this is an important crafting recipe in acquiring two of the strongest materials in the game. Unobtainium is pretty rare and requires netherite or higher, as I said, tier of item to be forged. And we have Stormix. Stormix is found only natively in the nether, and its armor set allows you to take less magic damage when worn, which is the damage that certain mobs like witches or some bosses like the Aether bosses use, which is pretty good for boss killing. Alongside that, you can also make a Stormix shield, which gives you extra protection when you hold it. And we have Banglum, which is interesting, because using Banglum ore, you can actually make TNT that is stronger than base TNT. It has the blast of a end crystal, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. And it's really easy to come across this a lot. Just make sure you mine Banglum ore with a Silk Touch, because if you don't, it has a chance to explode. And Palladium is pretty cool as well. Palladium allows you to take less fire damage if you're not able to get a Phoenix armor, which I definitely recommend getting instead. But if you're not able to get one, Palladium is a cheaper and easier alternative to it. And a thing about Palladium is that you can actually make a really cool sword with it. It's called Blade of whatever this is. It's from Xenoblade. Lol. If you get Aegis sword upgrade and one adamantite, you can turn your Palladium sword into a Blade of Aegis, which has fire aspect 4, or you can turn it into a Sword of Aegis, which is it's different. It has Holy 3 using Hallowed Ingot this time, which is pretty fucking shit. I'm gonna be entirely honest with you. It just gives it more damage to undead mobs, which okay, look, there's a few bosses. They're like undead, but genuinely you do not need that much damage. That is an overkill amount for the amount of like stuff you spend. If you think it looks cool, if you like Mithra, I think that was her name, you can get it, I guess, but I wouldn't personally recommend it. Now, let me demonstrate how alloy smelting works. It's just so simple. You put the necessary ingredients, boom, 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 and when this icon starts playing, it is showing that it's making the alloy, and boom! There you go. And that's pretty much it. That's all you need to know. And yeah, have a good one. Alt F4, baby. Goodbye forever.